Hey kiddos, Handsome Jack here. You're listening to Start Replay.
Mushy Snuggle Bites is my main squeeze.
I thought I would take some time away from battling Dr. Nefarious and introduce a brand new Start Replay podcast.
Presumably because you have half a brain in your head. Okay, kisses.
Okay, are we good to go? Is that...
Come on, Josh,
Do you
join
want-
in, Josh.
I can't.
Come on, Josh. No, Josh, with your finger, Josh. Put your finger in your mouth. No, see.
I can't do it.
Why not? Okay, here, okay. Put it in like this. So you completely seal your mouth from the edge to edge with your finger and blow. No, don't blow out. Just blow enough to inflate, but keep your lips firmly against your finger. Almost. You get in there. You just got to get it right when you go. No, don't blow. Just hold the amount of pressure in your mouth. There you go.
Hey, I did it.
Right, that's the intro.
Yes.
Hello, welcome to Start Replay episode 32. You're listening to myself, Josh Ball, and tonight even, I'm joined by Ben Seward.
Hello.
Who hasn't been in for a while. How you doing, Ben?
My voice is unusually high when it comes back.
Yeah.
When I listen to it, I don't like. Is it like this in person?
I think
Is this
so.
what I sound like?
Yeah.
I thought I was like all menacing and big.
No, you're not menacing.
Oh.
You're less Christian Bale's Batman, more Adam West's Batman.
Oh. Jolly. Jesus.
Richard Evans is back.
Good evening.
And
or good day.
we are going to be talking about the Batman, the Ultimate Edition, the slightly extended scenes they've introduced into that. And then we're going to finish with our thoughts on Suicide Squad, which has caused quite a divided community with filmgoers, fans,
As
and
all
critics.
DC stuff seems to be doing.
Yeah, as
these
it all
days.
seems to be doing at the moment.
DC for life.
So I guess we should just start straight away with first thoughts on the extended scenes of Batman v Superman, and do you think they should have been included in the theatrical cut? Ben?
I'm glad they kept some things out. It might have made it a bit too much to watch because when we watched it at 2 a.m. What was it, Friday?
I think it was like 3:30, wasn't it?
Anyway, yeah, we watched obviously one of the first viewings in the showcase. IMAX. I don't know.
We went to Waterloo, we went to IMAX, and we saw it really fucking early.
It's a cinema brand, one of the big ones with the people that walk in and annoy you.
BFI IMAX, British Film Institute.
One of the many.
And all the tubes were closed when we went because there was like a terrorist attack.
Oh yeah, that was
I-
fun.
I don't think there was.
There was armed police everywhere.
There was armed police everywhere, and yeah.
We were listening to the news, and it was like, "Yep, this is closed," and we were like, "Let's get a bus."
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we got a bus.
Let's walk.
So
Sorry,
What?
getting away from topic. I thought it was good. They kept it very streamlined. They kept it between Batman and Superman. They didn't really keep in any of the extras that we won't go into.
yeah, but
too
don't you
much.
think all the extended scenes, like the Africa scene and the reason is, all the little reasons
it helped,
to things.
It helped add more colour into the story and why it's happening and how they
I was
will
gonna
come
say
to some
it
conclusions.
didn't help to add literal color because that's
No.
a dark movie.
There's a lot of blood now.
There's more blood,
Yes.
more violence.
Yes, more red.
Do you think all of that should make it R-rated though?
Oh, I thought it should have been an R-rated movie from the start. If you do a Batman v Superman, unless they're going to be all jolly buddies at the end.
Well, yeah, but the actual content. Do you think that necessarily meant it should be R-rated?
Not really. No, not in today's.
I think maybe if they had some
rating.
sexual intercourse,
Most
right?
it would have been worth was a 15. I still think that could have been a 12A.
Yeah,
With the extended.
even with the extended.
I would have been all for more gore, more
Mm.
I don't know, Superman breaking one of Batman's legs.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
I feel like watching that, having not seen the film for quite a long time, it's quite difficult to distinguish what the actual added scenes were without you telling me this is an added scene.
Yeah,
So I couldn't tell which was which.
yeah. I mean, I guess you have to have seen the first one quite a lot in order to instantly recognise what was added.
I've seen it twice so far, and that was the third time watching it, and I still couldn't tell the
I think
difference.
I
They're well
saw it
integrated.
3 or 4 times
They're well
before.
integrated. I was really surprised how well it went. Like the scene in the prison, where it
30
just turned
minutes.
and it just picked up from where it would normally pick off.
Oh yeah,
I thought that was very well done. I didn't even think. I was thinking, it was a complete different scene that I wasn't even aware of in the movie. Then, oh wait, no, it's this scene.
Yeah, it's the same scene, but just a portion of it cut out, and
Yeah.
it was all. Yeah, I mean, of course, for the theatrical cut, it was trimmed down. It was trimmed down by half an hour.
Well, the added half an hour was split up very evenly.
Oh yeah,
and,
very sparsely throughout the movie.
You couldn't really.
Oh
tell.
yeah, there were small.
You didn't really feel it all as a big. Oh, this is all very new
Yeah.
action right now.
I thought it was going to be. I thought they were
Mm.
going to introduce things like a cameo from the Joker and all these other bits and pieces.
Because the only other extended version of films I can remember are the first 2 Harry Potter films.
Right.
And there's like,
What about Lord of the Rings? Didn't they do extended for that as well?
I haven't seen them, but the Harry Potter ones, there's like a couple of minute extended scenes in there, like completely new scenes that go on for about a minute or two, and you can tell they're new scenes.
Hmm. Well, it was a very. I guess during production they were just very.
Cutthroat,
No, I wouldn't say cut through, but very.
particular.
Yeah, about what they took out, but they did it well. They didn't just pick out, oh, let's take out this part. It was, let's take this bit off here, this bit off here, this bit off here.
Yeah.
Doesn't really
I
change
mean,
the story too
there was
much.
already so much in Batman v Superman
Oh,
that,
yeah.
to be honest, that could have been stretched across 2 films.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't need to put all of that in it.
No, I think if they'd
And
done
we've
it
already
across
said
2
this
films,
previously with.
it would have been a better outcome, especially with the Wonder Woman stuff. If they had expanded on that in the second film a lot more, that would have been better.
I think they could have had a better critical rating as well, because a lot of the issues was the film was quite rushed
Yeah,
in areas.
but again, when I first walked out the cinema, I thought, well,
The pacing was all over the place.
pacing was all over the place. The story didn't really make sense. They jumped from one part to another, and there was just no kind of
Well,
tying.
I think that seems to be a bit of a trend with DC films, because as we'll get onto it later, I felt the beginning of Suicide Squad was quite rushed as well.
I mean, Suicide Squad was just like full pelt from the
It's like
beginning.
a film on speed.
Oh yeah, no, man, I think that's sort of how it should be. But yeah, no, of course we'll talk about that in a bit. I do like the extended scenes in the small bits in Batman v Superman, like the Ace chemicals you can see in the background, or the CCTV footage of Batman getting into Lex Luthor's compound,
A little
or
clip of Cyborg playing football.
yeah, or like with like just informing a few more characters and their backgrounds, and yeah, just the 1 or 2 extra scenes which you then sort of look back at the original cut and think, oh, that's why that was happening, or that's why that happened, because that makes a little bit more sense. But overall, I don't think it made it a greatly improved film.
what?
Having
No.
the extended
Like I
cut.
said, it helped with the visualization of how they're trying to frame Superman
Yeah.
and the story of the woman who was trying to fight at the courts for what had happened. Because other than that first clip in the courtroom where you see her after it happened, that was it. You didn't know of her the rest
Yeah,
of
the
the movie.
Nairobi,
Mhm.
the woman from Nairobi, and all that had happened, and we didn't even. Because the biggest thing that stuck in my mind throughout that film is what the hell was the point of that Nairobi scene at the beginning? Because we don't see any of the burning, we don't see any of that. All we see is the soldiers being shot by these prototype bullets.
And who's that man?
And
Who's that man with the
who's
camera?
That man?
Who's that
And-
man with the
yeah,
camera?
exactly. Who's that man with the camera? And then at the end, you find out in the credits it's Jimmy Olsen, a big character they just kill off. And then it's not until the extended cut where you realise, oh, yeah, they burnt the guy, so I guess they might have thought it was Superman, but I still don't understand why they used the bullets. And I still wonder to this day, do the bullets melt when they like interact with heat? Is that why they just disappear? And I don't know. There's still a lot of it that doesn't make sense to me. Personally,
I don't think the bullets were that much. They were just like a plot mover. They didn't have that much background to them. I mean,
can either of you actually tell me why the hell the soldiers were shot by prototype bullets that Lex Luthor made?
because Lex Luthor gave them.
Yeah, but why?
Because Lex Luthor had someone went, oh, screw it. I'll give some to these guys, and these guys can shoot some Nairobi people, and that'll be it.
And how does that help frame Superman?
It doesn't. It just.
It doesn't. Like I say, it's a plot mover. It moved the plot
It
forward.
moves the plot forward. It gives Lois
I
something
guess
to track
there's no
him with.
trail. There's no like, oh, these guys bought these bullets from an ammunition down the street. Oh, those guys.
Yeah.
I guess Lex Luthor had complete control of. Oh, a box of bullets went missing. Oh well, it's my own stock.
Yeah, they could have done that a lot better.
I guess they could have covered it up, but in the long term, the only person that really cared was Lois Lane. That was because she had a notebook.
Yeah.
If it had been, oh, we fired every single round into the wall, none of them went into a notebook, no one would have cared.
You see, I think more importantly, the biggest question here, aside from that, is do you think the topless scene of Clark Kent in the bathtub with Lois Lane
Made the movie.
It made the movie, right?
It changed the whole dynamic of the whole movie.
It changed my dynamic, I tell you now. Changed.
Not only that, there was a topless scene of Bruce Wayne.
Oh god,
a whole
sorry.
body. He was.
There was an ass
butt
scene
butt
of
scene.
Ben Affleck. There was an ass scene of Ben Affleck.
There was a full make-out session with Batman and Superman.
that was also
Martha Kent did not look
in there.
happy.
in there.
Martha Kent did not look happy when she saw them making out.
No,
Because of course we found out in an extended scene that Martha Wayne is actually having a little.
Martha Wayne.
affair. Martha Wayne has come back from the dead.
Martha Kent's having a little fling with Bruce Wayne.
Yep.
Yeah, that
And
also
then
did not happen.
When she found out that her son and her lover were also having a fling, she was not happy. So she had a
So basically,
fling
there's
with
a huge love
Amy
quad tangle
with
between
Lois Lane.
between Martha, Lois, Clark, and Bruce.
But none of them know it's each other because they all wear their costumes.
Yeah, because Lois and Martha wear very, very
They do.
And of course,
cheeky
Lex
costumes.
Luthor and Doomsday felt left out, so they had their own little fling.
Yeah.
Well, Lex
This
Luthor
is
started
apparently
off
some
with
fan
Zod.
fiction we've made of some weird sexual encounter kind of DC movie. Yeah. So I'm just trying to sum up the extended edition. There is an extra 30-minute of footage, one or two tiny bits which are quite cool, but on the whole isn't entirely necessary.
Verdict is don't buy it.
Don't
Wait
buy
until
it,
one of your
stream it.
wait until one of your friends buy it. Go around and then watch bits of it and do a podcast after for no cost. Win-win.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So just make sure your friend has it and then watch it theirs. What would you increase the film's like score?
I guess by like a point.
Yeah.
By a point.
0.1.
What would
Yeah.
you have given it to begin with?
Initially, I think I said 7.
Okay,
Yeah, I'd
So
have
it's
gone
good
7
fun.
as well.
7.1.
good fun, Richard.
Yeah, 7.1
Good fun.
as well, exactly.
All right, I guess same for me. To be fair,
Yeah, like I said, it added a bit more background to it, but didn't change any of the dynamic of the story.
no, not majorly. Anyway,
It just
again,
tied some ends.
informs
It
some-
just tied some ends, and that was it.
yeah.
I think I preferred Man of Steel.
Well, of course there were. Yeah, I
Oh,
did a
yeah,
little bit too. And of course there are those bits with Lex Luthor talking to Batman at the end. So a bit of an extended scene of him saying, he's being transferred to Arkham Asylum, which is pretty cool. So hopefully we'll see that in Justice League. We'll see Arkham Asylum there, and there's the bit of Lex Luthor talking to the alien, which with the mother boxes, I think, as well. So that's also in there, which is another big plot point which they didn't decide to add to the film, which is a bit strange. And so I mean, on the whole,
did they not even include that in the extended?
no, they did. I just skipped past it.
Sorry.
For those who are listening, we didn't actually watch the 3-hour movie. We just skipped to the parts that had been extended, and
Because we're thorough and we like to make sure we get a job done well.
oh yeah, we like to make sure we get the job done well, and we like to just execute in a clean fashion. So that's pretty much it for our thoughts on the BVS Ultimate Edition. It's a shame actually the disc that I got from Warner didn't come with the special features. I would have been quite interested to see those. But I think the more important thing this podcast is Suicide Squad. Richard and myself have seen it twice. Ben saw it the other day with us for the first time, and it's definitely been divisive amongst critics and fans. Fans have loved it, critics have hated it and slated it, and I think we've gone a bit too harsh on the actual film.
Well, I really enjoyed that it's got its own style and feeling compared to Man of Steel and Batman
BVS.
vs Superman.
Yeah.
It's a lot more fun, which I enjoyed.
Oh no, it did its job very well. It came across as how you would read it in the comic. Very jaunty, very
Jazzy,
Yeah.
Could have
lots
been a bit
of-
more
a
violent.
lot of action all the time. There's not any sort of Batman brooding with Alfred. It's bang straight into action or a bit of banter between the members. At most, you get a bit of argument with Amanda Waller and one of the team. That's about it.
And the Batman scenes were amazing.
I thought they were, yeah.
Oh yeah,
As a nice
so-
extra. They didn't even have to do that. It was just very nice. They just dropped that in.
I don't know how it's getting lower ratings than Batman vs Superman. I
think there just seems to be an inherent hate of DC with critics.
I just think they were expecting something else. They were thinking, Batman vs Superman's been out. Man of Steel, they set a tone. They set very serious, very
Yeah, yeah.
story-driven,
Very dark.
very steady flows of action. Like it was just happening as it was going, rather than just explosions everywhere and action here, there, and there, and just fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ben and I only disliked one thing in the film, and that was Killer Croc not being savage enough.
Yeah, I mean, he was funny. He made some jokes, which I liked. I liked that he did more with his character, but he was just
He was
stood
quite
there in the
unnerving in
background.
scenes, but yeah, he wasn't savage enough.
No, he wasn't
Well,
savage
apparently
enough. He was
there was a scene that was cut which included Killer Croc.
He was vomiting
facing-
up like goat bits, wasn't he? And
I
then he
think
ate
throwing
them.
it at a helicopter or something.
Like apparently they were in the helicopter with the Navy SEALs, and then Killer Croc vomits up undigested goat, and then
really?
just eats it all in front of him.
Oh, nice.
See, that would have been good. That
I think
would
there's
have
another bit as well when Killer Croc was working for the mob and Batman comes across him. So that was cut, and there's apparently tons of Joker scenes cut as well.
There's tons of scenes in it which were cut, which made it a much lighter movie, because the scenes that were cut were like Captain Boomerang was actually a racist and sexist.
So what you mean is the scenes that got cut made the movie lighter?
No, the scenes that got cut, if they were kept in, the movie would have been a lot darker.
Yeah, so the scenes that got cut made it lighter.
Yeah.
What you just said.
Yeah.
Made actually, if you'd left the racist part in and the fact that Slipknot is a rapist, that would have made the film lighter. So please give the. I'm kidding, of course.
He can get anywhere up your trousers. That man.
Well,
he can climb any
they
tower.
wanted to put it in to make him seem like an unsympathetic character. I wasn't really feeling much sympathy for him anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a bit annoying to see a Native American. Well, he's a First Nations actor, which is Canadian natives. Get killed off so quickly.
Well, I thought, was he just in there as a proof? Because I didn't.
What do you mean?
As the character. Personally, it's not who I'd known.
No,
It's someone I didn't know. I mean, no, there is someone who's.
I'm sure it's a
he's
real
in the
character.
universe, but no one
I thought it was
that
a real
was
character.
totally
Yeah, no,
familiar
not
with.
one of the main ones.
Which
So
is
when he cropped
good
up,
when
I
they
was
killed
thinking,
him.
okay, what's happening here? And when they killed him, I thought, okay, it was
Yeah,
just there to
that's
prove a
fine.
point. That was it. It was just easier to do it this way.
Of course, so with the beginning of the film, it doesn't hang around, it just goes straight into it. And you see Amanda Waller
I love
trying
the
to
intro.
set the task force up and explain to the government officials of how they've captured or who they've captured. And they've captured Deadshot and Killer Croc and El Diablo and Harley and everything. And so I really like the Deadshot bit. Of course, Deadshot played by Will Smith. And how Batman just swoops down elegantly out of nowhere in Gotham and then takes him down in front of his daughter. And then his daughter stands between him and Batman, just crying, telling him not to do it. That's such a sweet scene. And I just love those Batman scenes as well, because he's not working with Superman or any other people. It's more focused on him.
Gives you a sense of what the Batman solo film's going to be like.
Oh, it was so good. So good. And he gets these back cuffs out of nowhere.
I feel like that film gave you the greatest insight into what the DC universe could be like, because Batman vs Superman and Man of Steel felt very set in the real world, whereas Suicide Squad sort of felt set in an alternate sort of comic book style world.
Yeah, it was a bit more comic booky.
Well,
a bit
yeah,
more.
outside of Suicide Squad, they painted a very bleak world. Oh, possibility of war, super beings,
And then the film set on villains makes it a lot more lighthearted.
That's it. Like high jokey, they don't give a crap. They're on. Let's blow up the world. Oh, the city's in ruins. Let's go to a bar.
I think it would have made a lot more sense, and obviously this is a prime example of why DC didn't have enough under their belt before starting all this. I think it would have been better to start with a solo Batman movie to jumpstart this entire series.
Yeah,
of,
to give you a tone of
DC.
I don't agree.
Or maybe Man of Steel, and then instead of doing a direct continuation, do a solo Batman film, and then a solo Wonder Woman, and a solo this, and then have them.
I don't think they should have done a Batman v Superman. They should have done a Justice League. But like you say, I agree they should have done. I don't agree with.
I think Justice League would have been a step too far, because all of that shit would have had to come together in
No, I think
2 hours.
I don't think them introducing Aquaman, Flash, blah 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 in Justice League is a good idea. It's going to be the same thing as Batman v Superman. It's going to be too much happening all at once.
But they haven't done.
And you're going to walk away feeling like it was rushed again.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
I mean, I think the Wonder Woman movie's coming out before Justice League.
I
think.
Yeah, I think it's close though.
Yeah, I think it's like summer next year.
Well, their issue is they haven't done. Well, they've rushed their films along to catch up with Marvel, and they haven't given themselves enough time to establish the universe like Marvel did with all their
such
films.
A silly decision. And apparently all these heavy edits that Warner are making to movies.
Yeah, and
Like-
the directors keep on denying that there's been producer tampering in the films, but there obviously has been.
There must be.
For like what?
Well, just changing scenes drastically and making the film something that it wasn't originally, and changing the views.
The scenes edited out of Batman vs Superman made it a much less violent film, less controversial film, like all the drone strikes and stuff. If that was in the full film, I reckon that would have been quite controversial.
Well, that's. I mean, until it's released, it's up to them what they put out. So I always take it as a finished project. I don't care. You know me. I don't watch trailers. I don't read up on any news. I'll just go into a finished product, and I'll take it at that, because that's what they want to show you. That's all they want you to judge.
Yeah.
So they don't want you to know all these trailers that come out. Oh, it looked completely different in the first trailer to what it is now. Don't give a crap. So I won't watch any propaganda. I won't watch anything that was happening, because they could paint a completely different picture and go, wait a minute, we want to make this about Batman.
Yeah.
And then just change the whole thing. So I never go in with any sort of bias or thought or any sort of meanings. That's why I always take it out.
Everyone else is subjected to a ton of media beforehand. So, I mean, of all the characters, there are some pretty big ones in Suicide Squad making their first time appearance on screen, such as Deadshot, I think, was played really, really well by Will Smith.
But Deadshot's been in a movie before. I thought it was in one of the Batman movies.
No,
he's been in The
think so.
Flash. No, Arrow.
He's been in animated and TV.
It might be an
and stuff
animated
like
movie
that.
I'm thinking of, actually.
But Will Smith, I think, of course, you're always going to get a good performance from
I
Will
think
Smith.
Underrated performance was El Diablo. He's very dramatic.
Oh yeah, he was
performance
really
in that,
good.
Yeah, I liked at the end when he changed into the big sort of demon.
Yeah, hulking new.
Beat down the other guy.
We should probably say that this will include spoilers. if you haven't noticed already, this is probably going to be a bit of a spoiler cast for Suicide Squad.
And Batman v Superman, if you haven't seen it yet.
Well, yeah, but that should have been implied. Harley Quinn, played by Margot Robbie, who is hot.
I went into that thinking she was going to be absolutely awful, but it was really good.
I thought she'd be
really good.
I'm sorry, because I said she's hot, I also have to say a guy is hot, so I'm going to say Deadshot, Will Smith is hot.
Oh,
Deadshot had a good beard.
I thought it was going to say me.
I loved everyone.
I loved
they all
his
look
pimp
hot.
hat when
Joker.
he was out with his daughter.
Hot. What?
His
You
pimp hat.
liked his pimp
Yeah.
hat?
Didn't you?
I really like that. It just made me want to start wearing a hat again.
I know. I always wear a hat, but I was thinking, could I pull that hat off?
But you think Margot Robbie did a good job, yeah?
Oh yeah, I think she did a fantastic
What do you think
job.
about her tight pants, which got a lot of attention apparently, and people think they were...
Yeah, a lot of people were saying that the film was quite sexist and
Yeah.
the way they were depicting Harley Quinn, but
well, that's Harley Quinn.
For the past
How do
5 years, that's the character she's become.
Yeah.
I think because of the Arkham games, but my younger sister was talking about this film. She was getting really annoyed that people were calling it sexist. I said, well, Harley, when she first came on, was wearing like a full bodysuit. She was like, yeah, even then it was really tight.
Yeah, it was always skin tight. There was nothing really left to the imagination. And, it goes well. I mean, you got to think, what does El Diablo wear? He's topless half the time.
Yeah.
So...
Will Smith's... He's walking around
at some points, yeah, I guess.
I like the...
Jared Leto's always walking around just like a coat.
I like the scene with Harley and the guard at the beginning. And she's like, I want to play. Nah, sweetie, you put 7 of my guys in the hospital or whatever he says. No one's going to play with you.
I think that was a nice dynamic.
They
did Belle Reeve very well. But, but I was thinking, they're going to get Amanda Waller wrong, they're going to get Belle Reeve wrong.
I did see that first scene when Harley was saying, I sleep where I want with whoever I want. I was like, they're not going to just make her a massive sex object in this film, are they? Luckily, they didn't carry it on completely the way through the movie. And actually was allowed to develop as a character.
And of course, each character was sort of brought on screen in quite a flashy way with like all the
I love the
statistics
intro,
and stuff, which is quite cool, and like slow motion bullets flying down into Deadshot's hand, which is really, really cool. And then the introduction of Harley, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinzel, and then talking to Joker, Jared Leto's Joker, and sort of that transformation there. I was like, I want a machine gun. and then she's like, you want a machine gun? And then it all sort of like swaps.
That was done very
like,
well.
What are you gonna do? Kill me, Mr. J?
I didn't like the bit though, because with all the other characters, they showed him getting captured. Except from with Killer Croc, they just showed him in his cell.
No, he was getting captured in the sewer
Yeah, he got captured in
when
the
he
sewer.
got the
Was that in the
tasers on
Mm.
him.
I thought that was him in his cell.
No, I think that was in the
was
sewer.
because there was they sent armored guards down.
yeah, because they said the bat chased him out of Gotham.
Mhm.
He was in
Mm.
Louisiana.
He tried going somewhere else and found it worse there. I think he tried going into the sewers of Belle Reve, didn't he?
I'm not too sure.
Because that's where Louisiana is the swamp, isn't it?
Mm.
And that's where
Yeah.
Belle Reve is set in the swamp. I don't know if it's the exact place. It's not actually where it's set in the comics, I believe. Because with the Belle Reve I'm aware of, it's just a massive. It's built into like a side of a mountain. Again, different takes on it, different aspects.
I like the bit where the guard goes past Deadshot's cell and hands him some food. He's like, "What's this?" It's got toenail and it's
Rat
called loaf.
droppings.
Yeah, and he's like, "Do you just threaten a fellow?"
Did you threaten an employee?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. We'll have some
Oh,
fun.
yeah, there was some pretty cool.
There was some sexual tension there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I
was.
think that guard was a very nice part. Obviously, they know what they're dealing with. They understand they're villains, but
Yeah.
they have
One part that did annoy me was when they're force feeding Harley Quinn food and one of the flashbacks, and he just takes a selfie with her.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
spring
like,
bread. I felt like that sort of didn't belong.
Yes,
it felt really out of
it
place.
did feel a little bit weird, but then it was quite wacky as well. And it was just kind of like,
I think that was just again the take of they are essentially blacklisted criminals. They
Yeah.
don't exist. So who gives a crap if you're going to start?
I mean, that guard was there for a lot of comedic
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've seen the actor before and I've forgotten his name.
I've seen him in a few things.
But
But at the end, when Harley said, what did she say as she was getting carted off to the helicopter? When she handed him the phone, and he says,
make sure you tell the Joker that I helped you.
I followed through or something, and she
Oh,
says
yeah.
something, and
Oh,
he goes,
you
"What do you
were
mean
so
by that, Harley?
screwed."
You're so screwed."
Yeah.
Screwed.
Yeah, does that imply
You
that
were
he's
so
dead now?
screwed.
Because you never saw him again.
No, you saw him after that getting taken to the back of the casino he was in, and then the Joker.
That was
slapped
No,
his
that's
hand.
before, because that's when he gave him the phone.
That's when he gave him the phone to give
And
to
then
Harley.
Oh, was
that's when he gave him the phone.
He didn't appear at the end, did he?
No, because I said he just disappeared. So did he get killed?
Oh,
I just want to know how the Joker survived a helicopter crash.
that was reworked apparently because it was supposed to portray the Joker just pushing Harley out to try and
Okay.
kill her or something, and then they reworked it where he got
Knocked off.
That was a different take on the whole Joker Harley Quinn relationship in
that.
that film.
No, I think
He
it went
actually
well.
seemed to care about her.
He does. He cares in the sense of if he's the one hurting her, it's fine, but anyone else can't. Because that's always been the thing.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Jared Leto's Joker. Of course, he received a lot of media attention during its filming for being quite method in his approach to the character, and he wouldn't break character when he was on set.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the actors been received gifts from his Joker character.
I reckon that was played up a lot by the media, though.
I think some parts were, but he did send.
he did send stuff to him.
Yeah, which is quite cool, and it must be quite intense to be an actor there, and then just to see this other guy who's just in character. You don't actually meet him until like the press event or something. It's like, oh hey Jared, we work together. It's like, yeah, it's so weird, it's so strange. But that beginning scene when he's in the club, I think that was the thing that was most jarring to me. There was such a new Joker. He was there with all the chains and the gold watch and things in the club, and then the guy's like, oh, I'm Jay, this and that, and then Harley's doing her sort of like stripper pole dance.
And he brings her over, tries to give her to the guy.
Yeah, he's like,
He's like,
I'm going to give you to this honka honka. Which is really wacky. Really fucking wacky. He's like, I don't want no beef.
Like,
oh, you don't want no beef? You don't want no beef? You know this? And then, oh my god, it's so fucking insane. And then directly after that, you get that car chase of them in the purple chrome sports car,
wasn't it?
Lamborghini. And then the Batmobile just chasing them. Oh my god, that's so
Batman comes
cool.
out and just one punches Harley.
That's so cool. That's so cool. And he's like, we have company.
So yeah, the Joker did just leave her in the car.
Yeah.
So if you're
exactly.
concerned that maybe he was too lovey-dovey, he didn't care about that point. He just
And then
left her.
Batman just swoops straight in with a breathing mask and then just like poof, pop in the face. No, I do like that scene where he's carrying Harley to the car. I think that's really cool. Just
First
the
time I
way
watched it didn't look like he was like, trying to give it a kiss of life. It looked like he was just trying to make out with her.
Yeah, that's why.
It's like, you cheeky perv.
That whole I just want to see more of that dynamic with Batman.
Batman
and
kissing
all the,
Harley.
well,
I want to see
maybe.
more of it. More.
Batman's dynamic with all the villains, and that's sort of where it stopped. Seeing Batman, which is a shame.
Well, Batman solo film. There's rumours of the Arkham.
I know,
Arkham story
being set in Arkham, that would be so good.
And it's after or before? Is it after or before?
I'd presume that.
Well, if it was after,
it was. I presume that it would be set in the same timeline as all these other movies.
or if it was after Suicide Squad, there'd be a few characters that maybe couldn't be in it.
Yeah.
Oh, who knows what happens between now and the start of the Bat movie? How many people get taken to jail? Suicide Squad 2.
It's gonna be a
who
while
knows?
off anyway, isn't it?
But yeah, Jared Leto's Joker I think was just so fun, and the scene of him and Harley, when Harley Quinzel becomes Harley Quinn and jumps into the vat of acid in Ace Chemicals after Harley's looking down the stairwell and she has this flashback.
Yeah.
And how just that whole dynamic of him, saying, "Would you die for me? No. Would you live for me?" And it's like, oh no, it's this whole he just
And
looks.
The music complements that scene really well. The music complemented the movie really well.
Yeah, I'm not. It was a bit out of context for me at parts because I'm always used to such an orchestrated film soundtrack as opposed to real life songs being introduced.
I love real life songs, and
I normally go with orchestral when it comes to
Yeah.
movies like this.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I think with the movie with Suicide Squad, the whole
it fit with the
something,
style.
yeah,
Yeah,
it did
it
very
did
well.
fit.
If you
There were
had
some
like
good
a
songs there,
Hans
like-
Zimmer going,
Oh, yeah.
as he's falling, it wouldn't really fit so well.
Yeah, I know.
Like a xylophone going
Yeah,
down when Joker's falling.
I'm just trying to think of another cool Joker scene in there. I guess the only other major Joker scene is when he's in the helicopter and they find out the helicopter's been hijacked.
Yeah, like I said,
and
when
he's like,
it's turning.
and he's
It's
there
a
with
very
it.
dramatic orchestral scene where Harley's walking up to the helicopter
Yeah.
and jumps on it.
Yeah, that was cool. Oh, that was so cool. And he's like, and then he Harley gets in the helicopter and he's like, "Oh, pudding," and then he's like, "I'd do anything for you," and I've got some grape soda and a bearskin rug waiting.
Grape soda's not going to be a nice any longer.
Nope.
Bit warm now.
And of course, then you think the Joker's died, and then right at the end he breaks Harley out of jail, which is cool. But that whole dynamic, oh my god, so cool.
But it's a bit unrealistic that he broke her out of Belle Reve. Belle Reve is like the one that you can't break out of.
Okay, well maybe that, but
The only time that anyone's ever broken out of it is when every single member of the, every single meta-human that was in there worked together to break out.
well, what did you think of the film's villain being Enchantress? I quite like Cara Delevingne.
I wasn't expecting
no,
she
yeah,
she
I
did
like-
a good job,
I liked
actually.
her as an actress. Again, the background to the character didn't really know that much about.
Neither did I.
It was a good villain in regards to it helped because the whole being able to psychically bring up their most wanted desires and
the,
things that helped bring you a
Harley
bit more.
Quinn thinking that she'd
Yeah.
marry the Joker without all his makeup and having kids. It was just like a normal
It'd
marriage.
just be normal. That was her thing, wasn't it? It was said she pressed the button on the washing machine. It
Yeah.
was normal.
Yeah.
And Deadshot,
Deadshot
rather than seeing
shooting
his
Batman.
daughter, it was killing the bat.
Yeah.
That is his biggest ambition. It's not let's get my daughter, let's have a family, let's have a nice happy ever after. It's kill the bat, or because that's his.
That
thing.
was
yeah.
such a cool scene where he did the first Hitman thing, and he set up the approach, and he was like, I don't see no money in my account, and then he was like, okay, here it is.
Yeah,
Now double it for being a dickhead. It was just that's why I was so amped for quite a lot of the scenes of the film, and then critics have just gone, what, 26% on
26%. It's
Rotten
really, the
Tomatoes?
critics have really been annoying me.
Jesus
I think
Christ.
recent sort of the panning they've given of DC films, I
Yeah.
just don't trust critic reviews anymore.
This problem is, then what they're trying to compare it with. There's no comparative for this movie. You can't compare it
Yeah,
to
not
any
really.
Marvel. The closest thing you can compare it to is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
It has a lighter tone, but again, no.
I mean, everyone had their own what's the word? Their own expectations for this movie of what they thought it was going to be like, and it was very different to a lot of people's expectations.
Oh, it was a very.
I would have
different
liked to
movie.
see more Batman, more Joker, of course. But
That's
overall,
not what the movie is. It's Suicide Squad.
I
They're
know,
not.
yeah.
They're not
They're a
really
central
ever
part,
featured
and
in the comics. If they are, it's only ever a cameo, like you've seen.
Yeah.
So I think, like I said, I thought it was done very, very well.
Yeah.
I'm
quite glad that you liked it because you're quite hard to please sometimes.
Oh, yes. Especially with DC.
It was nice when we spoke to you afterwards and you said, "There's just one thing I didn't like."
Yeah,
and
I
it
was
was
like,
Killer
oh.
Croc.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I didn't know if you were going to like the Joker.
I did like the Killer Croc.
I like Killer Croc. It
just wasn't enough for
savage
me.
enough.
I liked
But
how
performance.
it was all prosthetics aside from CGI.
Yeah.
Because it made it so much more believable.
I liked the way he spoke, the way he acted. It's just he could have been scripted as being a bit more savage.
Yeah.
He fit in well with the rest.
Yeah.
Another scene I really liked, and it was just in that flashback scene of Harley becoming Harley Quinn, and it's a bit where she's dancing with the Joker in his tuxedo, and she's wearing the Jester suit, which is like the proper iconic thing, and there's that pose where they're together, and that's actually based on a very famous comic book cover. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Ben, have you seen it?
I can't remember what the comic was called.
So if I just type in
Joker
Harley
and Tux?
Joker Tux pic, and then it should.
You type dick pic.
Harley Joker dick pic, and it is when it loads that picture. So that's what they were imitating in the film, and it's just that's where you really see that they're getting a lot of it right in terms of it's a movie made for the fans, like the director's already said. There was a really weird, of course this scene wasn't in it.
Yeah, with Joker with a burnt face wearing a tux. That's probably after he escaped the helicopter, yeah.
No, it is. And so, of course, that bit, I think, is when he comes across the Suicide Squad in the tunnels or the subway. And then, as has been reported, has been a lot cut from the film. And it's just a bit...
Are they planning to do like a...
I'd hope so.
Ultimate Edition?
I'd like to think so. I mean, if David Ayer, the director, said that the film was made for fans, I'd like to think that the Blu-ray would also be for fans. There was a really weird video about one of the main songs made in the film where Jared Leto was in the music video as the Joker.
Is it Purple Lamborghini?
Yeah, Purple Lamborghini music video. Because if I type that in... and I don't know if anyone listening to this has seen it. If you go to YouTube and type in Purple
Rain
Lamborghini,
it's there.
Heathens.
Let's see if we can see it. Where would it be? Oh, this one, right? Yeah, so this is the official video, and it's just a bit bizarre because you see this Joker character in a music video. For and you're probably going to hear it a little bit louder in a sec. And it just doesn't make sense for Jared Leto to have put himself into it. It just looks really weird. Imagine
with Skrillex as well.
Yeah, exactly, with Skrillex. Imagine if he was he was probably in character then, doing full-on method, and he's like, Joker, we want you to come into a music video. Okay. It's just really weird.
He looks really annoyed in the music video that he's there.
Yeah, so that's just really weird. I don't know why the hell they did that. So, yeah, final thoughts. You really liked it, Ben? Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad, I'd give it a strong 9.
Strong 9. Strong 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I
Richard.
saw it. It's beaten Guardians of the Galaxy for the best August release.
Yeah, it has.
In
Of
terms
course,
of
yes. It has made 130 in the States, I think.
Yeah.
See, with figures like that, how can the crickets?
How can the crickets just crick along?
How can they say they've given it a fair rating? Because a critic score is based on everything, including what it's going to do in the office.
I guess.
Well, it is. When a critic takes into account its appeal, how good the movie is, and what the box office results are going to be.
Yeah.
That's got a good critic take to go, okay, personally I didn't like it, but it's going to do well because of X.
Yeah, of
rather
course.
than, it was crap, it didn't make me laugh.
Yeah,
there
it's
was no
shit.
Superman, where was Superman?
But
Superman.
the audience reviews have been much kinder as well.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'd say 8.5, 9. Would you give it? I
'Cause if
preferred
we-
it to Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's so nice.
Suicide Squad. We put that in. There might be some new headlines.
7.1 IMDb.
Suicide Squad fan suing for false advertising of the lack of Joker scenes, which is just bullshit. But we've gone Rotten Tomatoes and
I've
then
really-
see one or two reviews from here.
I'm really coming to disdain Rotten Tomatoes. I know that they just combine loads of reviews to give it an overall rating.
This is what happens when the comic book fanboys have taken over the asylum. It is damaged goods from the get-go, the kind of film grown in a petri dish in Hollywood. What the fuck? What the fuck are these people saying?
So Colin
Covert.
Covert from the Star Tribune.
he looks like he
Minneapolis.
knows what he's talking about.
If I have not yet convinced you of the movie's astonishingly slipshod quality, I'm unlikely ever to do so. To say that the movie loses the plot would not be strictly accurate, for that would imply that there was a plot to lose. Oh my god, seriously?
These are like people going,
Holy
these
shit.
kids these days
Yeah,
with their music
exactly.
and their lights and their tattoos.
Exactly.
I will say that they're saying that it was, a film made for and by DC fanboys. Well, I went with
Good.
my
That's what they want.
I went with my sister and my dad. My sister's read 1 or 2 Harley Quinn comics. That's all she's ever read.
Mm-hmm.
She loved the film.
Oh, did she like it? Yeah?
Yeah, and my dad, he's only ever read Spider-Man comics, and that was back in the 70s. And he loved the film too.
Yeah,
he
and-
knew nothing about any of these characters, and he loved it.
And my girlfriend even liked it. She really enjoyed it. And we
Look
went
at
to the
this
midnight
one here.
viewing.
Look at this one here.
Suicide Squad is disorganized, colourful trash slathered in embossed fonts and spray paint, missed opportunities, whiffed almost jokes and half-baked ideas.
It's a really good one now.
Let's find a good one.
But that to me, was that not a good indication of what Suicide Squad wanted to be?
I
It
guess
doesn't,
so.
like I said earlier, it doesn't have a standard plot. It isn't
yeah.
a grey story. It's everywhere explosions, fireworks, because that's what it is. There's something happening all the time. There's all the characters are psychopaths. They don't have a straight line of thought. They don't have a straight progression of action. They go this, that, other. Like I said, middle of a city, a massive creature destroying the world, not a block away. They go to a bar to have some drinks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, where
What
are you going
other
to see
movie?
Superman or Batman doing that? They're not going to walk. Oh, let's have a few shots. No, because that is what the movie's about. It's not anything to do with, oh, let's make a good movie. Let's make a movie that sticks true to a comic. Let's make a movie that makes sense if you know the lore to the characters, and that's why I like it so much.
Where can you find good reviews?
The ones with the red tomato next to them.
Is it?
Yeah, because that means they're fresh.
Oh, it wants so desperately to be subversive and irreverent in the manner of Fight Club, or more likely Deadpool, and yet the most shocking
I
thing
forgot about
about it is
Deadpool.
how risk averse it turns out to be. Now I'm trying to find good reviews. Are there any?
Red
As in a
tomato
positive.
means-
Okay, maybe we should
50,
look
I
at
think.
these. Yeah, like positive reviews. 3 out of 5. It's probably best to think of Suicide Squad as a primer, an entry into a side world of the DC universe that may pay bigger benefits in later films. I'd say so.
I don't think any critic
Ooh,
liked
3.5 out of 4. Compared to its ilk, Suicide Squad is an excellently quirky, proudly raised middle finger to the staid
Exactly.
superhero movie establishment.
it. B minor.
B minus. For DC, which blew it with Batman v Superman last spring, Suicide Squad is a small step forward, but could have been a giant leap.
4 out of 5 there.
4 out of 5, a twisted B-side to some of the slicker comic book movies.
I'd say it's a B movie.
Oh
in
yeah,
the
B
sense of
movie.
A B movie to comic book movies.
Yeah.
Not a B movie in itself. There was no budget issues. I noticed. I didn't know.
It wasn't like B movie at all. There weren't hives. There weren't wasps. There wasn't any honey.
There
They
was
were
if
just-
you look really closely
It
at the
was
screen.
so. Oh my god! It just annoys me so fucking much because they're just taking the absolute.
It's seriously like
Piss out of
it's seriously like old people going, don't like kids today's the colours and the music
Yeah,
and
the
the
colourful
drum and beats.
Oh, it's
Oh.
just a load of shit. And
That-
everyone was
that's
saying
all it
that
is.
Jared Leto's Joker's bad, and you know what? I sent him a tweet, right? And I was like, Jared, I just want you to know that your Joker was awesome, and I want to see more. And then an hour later, just through his Twitter account, he just said, "Thanks for all the love." So people are
Oh, he was replying to you.
well, not to me, but to people, and I suspect that had something to do with that. You know.
Did you do it as you or Start Replay? Come on.
That's me. Bit more of a personal face to it.
Okay. You didn't want to just shove the back end of look at us as
look at
established.
look at
We're
stuff.
an established entertainment reviewing
But
critic
we may not be on
website.
Metacritic or Rotten Tomatoes, but still.
Yeah, I just put out a tweet saying, ignore what the critics are saying, go
Yeah.
and see
Yeah,
Suicide
yeah.
Squad. It's thoroughly enjoyable watch.
All you'd have to say is something like best box office hit here for August. Ever?
Yeah, exactly. Jesus,
What's that got to say
it's
about the
gonna
movie?
It's going to be
Go see it.
interesting to see what the drop off is going to be like in the next week due to bad reviews.
What's the next DC?
The next DC movie, Wonder Woman,
And that's
next year.
next year.
But I'm not too sure. This is another thing I was talking about this with Tom in the last podcast. Is I don't know what to think about all these solo movies like Green Lantern, Aquaman, Flash,
I'm all for 'em, personally.
Wonder Woman.
It gives you more time to concentrate on the backstory of, for
Yeah.
example,
I mean, it's a
okay,
cool idea,
Wonder
but I
Woman,
just don't care.
Diana
Prince.
Prince. What do you know of her backstory right now from
Yeah,
Batman v
I don't
Superman?
know anything.
Nothing.
Yeah. What do you know of Batman's backstory? Seriously, from that one movie, what do you know of Batman's backstory?
His
Parents were dead.
Yeah.
That's about it.
It's,
That's all you know.
But that's the most.
That's all you know.
That's the
there
one
was
I'm
no
looking forward to the
time.
most.
Oh no, yeah, but if you had a solo movie,
Batman solo
Yeah,
movie.
you don't see much about Wayne Enterprises, do
you don't see Wayne Enterprises other than
Oh my
the one
God,
scene with the
that's gonna
bills
be
coming
so
in.
good, Jesus.
You don't see anything about the Robins.
Ben Affleck. Fuck.
It's all inferred. Same thing with Wonder Woman stuff. It was
When
all
you see a
inferred.
Robin suit, but if
Yeah.
you knew
If you
nothing
didn't know-
about
if
Batman,
you know
you
nothing
wouldn't know what it was.
That's it. I always go into a movie with fresh eyes.
Zero
of,
expectations.
Yes, this is me. I'm going to take what they've given me, and from there, I'm going to give my opinion.
I am
don't
looking
do
forward
anything else.
to a Green Lantern film with Jeff Johns, as head of
Definitely, yeah.
DC.
But which
movies,
Green
yeah.
Lantern are they doing?
Yeah, I mean, this
Are
is
they
going
doing
to
Carl
be
Rayner?
interesting.
Are they doing Hal Jordan
There's gonna be
again?
They're
a
doing the
ton of
latest
different
one.
ones, I think.
They're doing who?
Green Lantern
them all.
Corps is going to be the film name, so it's going to be
Oh, it's going to be
all of
okay.
them, I
Cool.
think.
Well, even if they do the original Hal Jordan story with the ring handover from Pink Alien, can't remember his name.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
I've forgotten his name.
Yeah, Crash Lands dies. Blick.
I don't be drawing up too many comparisons.
With a
to
little
the
bit, of
last
the,
Green
with a little bit of the
Lantern one there.
Sinestro. Was that in the last Green Lantern?
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds
so.
getting the ring from the
Yeah,
pink
yeah.
alien.
Oh, really? Can't remember that. Then.
Because
Maybe.
ever since Batman v Superman, Warner Brothers made a dramatic change in terms of its structure with its creative team, introducing Ben Affleck as executive producer on Justice League, having a bit more of a creative control to make it.
I think he's just good at making
more
films
condensed.
in general.
Oh yeah, no, he's amazing. He's much better than Ben Affleck. He's much better than Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder is great at visuals. He's great at making scenes look amazing, but the story and everything
It's
just
like
is a bit too
Given
convoluted.
Stephen Moffat the whole reign of the show, he's good as a one-episode hit wonder like House, but given him the reign of a
You
show,
really don't like Moffat?
I do not.
I can't stand him recently.
I can't stand him at all ever.
I'm glad that we've got
Ooh,
a.
hate
I'm glad
fanboys.
I don't
I'm
know.
glad we've got somebody that looks like Russell T Davis
Oh, yeah.
running a show now.
See, I didn't like Russell T Davies that much because I thought he ruined the Daleks, but then Moffat raped the Daleks.
He did.
He completely went.
the big fat ones.
Yeah.
He impregnated the
Yeah, he
Daleks.
did.
He grew big.
He did, and he coloured them with crayons. Like, come here, you little bitch, come here. Yeah, because I thought Russell T Davies did bad, and then I saw that and went, okay, Russell, you're forgiven. Come back, please.
Come back now.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
But the
it
new
sounds funny.
showrunner just looks like Russell T Davis put on like a fake moustache and just
That's what it is. He's just drawn it on and go, hi, I'm Davis T. Russell. Hire me.
Yeah, aside from Doctor Who stuff, I think this whole switch around with Jeff Johns being the president of DC movies now is going to change quite a bit. And of course, this came into effect whilst Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad were pretty much done. So I think all the movies moving forward, it's going to be interesting to see the tone, the pacing, and everything else to those movies to see how they're going to turn out. I'd hope that this big change is actually going to Warner are going to be like, okay, let's do something
Well,
proper.
Warner normally do this. So like I said, with animated, you've got Bruce Timm. Love Bruce Timm, who sits. He does a lot with all the animated Warner stuff, and they always turn out well. I'm sure he's done stuff with Killing Joke. I don't know.
I was looking at the reviews for the Flashpoint animated movie. It was 100% positive reviews.
Yeah, because it was a good movie.
It was amazing.
They didn't really hold back on anything. They were true to the comic, and they didn't shy away from.
There's a lot of violence.
Yeah, they didn't shy away from anything. They went, "This is what it should be. This is what we want to provide." Yes, we understand some viewers who are a fan of the Batman, a fan of the Flash, a fan of whoever, may not like it because it shows their favourite characters doing things they might not necessarily have thought they could do or should do, but they just went for it. In the same way that Suicide Squad have.
Well, I just hope that we're going to get movies that will appeal to maybe everyone moving forward. I'm hoping that everyone's going to love DC. Was it you, Richard, who is saying what's going to come first, a critically panned Marvel movie or a critically praised DC movie?
Or even just a DC movie above 60% or a Marvel one below 60%
on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
because at the moment as it goes, Marvel have me like totally locked in. I'm so excited.
I've never been a fan of Marvel.
I'm so excited for the solo Spider-Man movie with Michael Keaton as the Vulture. Oh my god, it's gonna be so good. And just have a
Michael Keaton as a Birdman.
As a yeah, that's the funny thing. It's full circle. He's come full circle. Anything else you want to add, guys?
Not really.
No.
Solo Harley Quinn film.
Yeah, potential solo Harley Quinn film focusing on the female.
I'm glad to see Margot Robbie actually went to the producers and said, I want this. She
wants to do it.
Yeah. I don't know if she's directing it, but she's producing it.
Yeah, she wants to write, produce, and she's really involved, and she just wants to keep doing it, which is so badass.
I saw on her birthday on set, they brought her like a massive Harley Quinn cake. And
with the comics, I think, and icing, that was great. So, I think if they did that movie, a Harley Quinn movie with the Joker alongside in a supporting role, but Harley Quinn with all the female DC villains, so Poison Ivy, Catwoman.
Come on, you can name more than that.
What are you talking about now?
Female DC villains.
Poison Ivy, Catwoman, Sapphire.
Well-known ones.
No. Yeah.
Like
Tigress.
Tigress, yeah.
Oh no, Talia al Ghul.
Talia al Ghul, yeah. You've got Purple Sapphire. Oh,
shit. This is really hard.
Star Sapphire. Star Sapphire.
It's still hard to do. But also
Are you trying to think
as
of
well.
Starfire?
That'd be cool.
No, Star Sapphire.
Having
because Starfire's a hero.
No, Starfire is Green Lantern's enemy.
Oh, okay.
That's the.
I think it'll mainly just be Batman female villains in the Harley Quinn film.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be Batman ones.
So, Poison Ivy and Catwoman.
That's it.
Then some
Batgirl.
niche ones.
I know she's not a villain, but she'll be
okay, what about the Phantom?
Cat Lady.
The
Phantasm.
The Phantasm, even.
Yeah, maybe.
Batwoman.
They could include Katana. She could appear in it.
I guess.
I mean, she's an established
an
character
anti-hero.
now. I know, but she's already appeared in Suicide Squad. So
yeah, but she's an anti-hero.
She could appear as a foil to Harley Quinn's villain.
Not really.
Well, I think that's all we need to talk about, right?
Vive is good.
Vive, yeah. Ben had his first experience with the Vive. I put you through lots of different demos. You enjoyed it.
I did.
That's really cool. Has it solidified your intent to purchase one?
I was always going to purchase one.
Yeah. Okay.
I definitely want to get it. It's going to be towards the end. It's going to be before the end of the year.
Oh, that'd be so cool. And then we can play multiplayer games. And then Richard has to eventually buy one if he saves up enough.
Yeah, I've got to stop buying random
shit.
That's what I've done.
And now, as you can clearly see, I'm getting rid of my random shit and giving it to you.
Yeah.
You've acquired
so
you don't Batman doll, two Batman doll like figures,
and a Superman figure.
I
had the Batman Superman figure reenacting fan fiction from the movie.
It's going to be such
the bath scene and the shower scene.
The bath scene, but without Lois and with Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's been episode 32 of the Start Replay podcast. If you want to talk to us, reach us at Start Replay on Twitter. That's the easiest way to do it, quickest place to do it. We're heading to Gamescom. Well, Ben, myself, and Tom. Unfortunately, Richard isn't joining us, but we're heading to Gamescom next week, which is going to be quite interesting. We'll probably do a podcast when we're back, because screw having to fit a podcast in amidst the kind of calm waters which will be Gamescom.
We're going to have
aside
our
from the public
penises
days.
checked.
Oh yeah,
every 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting security checks. But thank you for listening, Ben,
I'm
Richard.
how-
Thank you for.
No Man's Sky is looking good.
Oh yeah, No Man's Sky. You're very excited for.
I
for
am
No
very
Man's
excited.
Sky,
I'm gonna
aren't
go
you?
home and
It's
sit
out
and
today.
wait until midnight and go.
No, it's out now.
So out on the 9th, 10th. Sorry,
9th today.
10th.
10th itself.
10th.
Oh, is it 10th in the
10th.
UK?
10th in
Yeah,
UK.
9th and
9th in Europe and South America.
That's probably why I didn't get my promo copy today. That makes sense.
So as soon as it's midnight, I'm getting that thing straight up and running.
That's gonna be interesting. I'm excited now. I hope my promo copy comes in Raw Mail. It'll
I've
be
got,
here at
mine's
like
all downloaded.
10:30.
It's on my PS4. It's good to go. I'm just waiting to hit that bloody button.
Shit. I'm looking forward to that.
Is that why you're off work today and tomorrow? For
No, not necessarily. It
I
just
hope,
happened
I
that
hope
way.
your copy doesn't come until like the 18th.
Oh, fuck off.
When we're in
off.
Germany, and then they go, "No one was here to accept it," and take it back.
Yeah. No, luckily with most promo copies I don't need to sign for, so just
Oh.
post it through. So yeah, that's gonna be exciting. I'm sure there'll be a podcast that we'll do exclusively on No Man's Sky because much
We're all
like the
getting it.
game, our podcast will be 18 million hours
and I'm
long.
sure we'll be able to find one of the 18 quintillion planets.
We just have to
all
meet
find
up.
each other
Yeah,
on.
we have to meet up.
We'll
and-
give you an update of.
well, we have to figure out how long it's going to take us. We have to guess how long it's going to take from launch day for us to meet up. How long do you think it's going to take?
Couple
days
of
of
years.
days of play or hours.
Yeah,
Like
hour,
say
hours of play.
hours of play. Okay, I'd say
100
20.
hours.
20 hours.
20 hours.
100 hours.
100
20
hours.
hours of all of us playing.
I think. I think it's
Let's
going
all,
to take.
book Wednesday off and do it.
I think it's going to take like 30 hours. It's going to take a long time.
Well, it took someone who had an early copy 30 hours of play to get to the central universe.
Yeah.
But they've said they've already seen a day one patch, which is going to make the universe up to 10 times bigger.
Yeah. No, they've been doing a lot just whilst it's been
Just
waiting to be released.
yeah. And they're also
Not a
making
big patch, you know. They're
ecosystems.
just gonna.
Oh, this patch is massive. Have
Yeah,
you
no, I'm not
seen?
making- not
have
a
you-
big patch.
Okay, have
Air
you seen
quotes.
the release notes on it?
Yeah. Well, I haven't looked too deep because there are a lot of spoilers in it, but.
Games I do keep on top of,
You
like
don't
stuff like
care.
this. I do read. I read up on go. Ooh, they've made it so that the rotation of planets is slower because apparently it was messing with people.
Oh.
Because apparently people were like, when you land on a planet, obviously
Yeah.
you've got to get resources and stuff. If it's spinning too fast and you've got no more fuel, trying to land on the right place was a bit of an issue.
Right.
So
Okay.
they've
cool.
slowed it down.
So yeah, we will see you soon in a couple of weeks, in a few weeks probably. So goodbye from me, goodbye from Ben.
We'll see you post
Post Gamescom,
Gamescom.
and goodbye from Richard.
Pip pip cheerio.
Goodbye.
Au revoir.
Bye.